chop, I break him flat, okay? So let's say his hands are out for a moment and he realizes that I have a good like sort of top game. Sometimes people will attempt to stall from this position by bringing their elbows in and their hands and sort of tucking their head, okay? Now, granted, this is illegal, but because it's considered stalling, but there's a few ways I can start to open him up. All right, one might be to open him up to more or less like reference to the referee, like, hey, you're not wrestling correctly, and start calling him for passivity here, okay? So from here, I'm gonna look to come underneath his elbows and try to establish wrist controls, okay? Now, wrist controls in tight, when he's curled in tight, is actually making his position even stronger because I'm not really working it away from anything. And it's gonna be difficult to do this, right? So from here, if I'm in this position, he hermits up really, really tight, right? Down close. Yep, and he hermits up really, really tight, and I can't get him open. A lot of times what I'll do is I might like start looking at the ref like, hey, he's got to wrestle from here. And if I want to add a little extra punishment to this position, I will drive my forehead into the nape of his neck. And now from here, he might start turning his head, and I start following him with my head. I start using my head to sort of just, rough him in the position a little, right? My object is not to hurt him, but I want to make sure that I'm making him at least a little bit uncomfortable there so that the position opens up, right? It's also a way of like saying to the ref, like, hey, we're not wrestling here, okay? I'll give you another one. Same thing, break Mike flat, right? Let's say I got one wrist control and he's in tight. Maybe I might start using the same thing. I can't get the under the other one. I'll bar his neck, okay? And now from here, I'll run a power half. All right, now this is not advisable if his hands are out and he's ready to wrestle out this way because he's too open, okay? He could sort of like sit out and take this position to a different direction that makes me weak. But if he's hermiting up, and I run a power half from here, I can start cranking on his arm and driving, and punch the arm to the mat. And now from here, even though he's hermited, I can still bring him over, okay? So running a strong power half from a parallel ride is not a bad idea when he's hermiting up, okay? So 2 wrist controls, run your forehead in the back, reference to the referee, hey, make this guy wrestle. And if he doesn't want to do that, you start making him uncomfortable, and you can run the power half, all right? That's what happens if somebody doesn't want to wrestle on bottom.